You know, I keep on saying that these old war stories one of these days are going to bring me a heap of trouble. Bring it. One of the interesting things I find about the sport of paintball is that its history is very liquid, meaning that the history changes depending on who you ask, and sometimes even when you ask them. If you don't believe me, go ask a bunch of old-timers which came first, the autococker or Palmer's Pursuit Shot stroker, and you're guaranteed to start a fight with that because whoever wins that war gets more than bragging rights. And I'm not even going to bring up who invented speedball, who invented the concept of arena paintball, who actually hosted the first speedball game, and all that other good stuff. And don't even talk to me about who invented scenario play. The reason I bring this up is that I recently heard a story about myself in third person, specifically somebody sending me a message saying, "Hey Tiger, I read about this on another forum that somebody's trying to bash you and he's saying you're an awful person because you did this. Did this really happen?" So with that in mind, yeah, let's talk about that incident. This happened over a decade ago, which should give you an idea of the level that some people are willing to go to try to character assassinate somebody else, especially if they have something to gain from it. I could very easily burn the field on this one, but I really have no interest in it because I don't hold the field accountable for this. It's just the people. I get there, it's going to be a casual day of play with some friends. We're just there to have a good time. Well, that and, you know, getting rid of stress from work, because as we all know, stress is the body's way of coping with the idea of, I really just want to choke you until you stop breathing, but I can't because the law won't let me. We sign in, we do everything, we get everything ready to go, and I see our referee is under the age of 15, and I'm thinking, great. And there's going to be a lot of people who say, "Oh, Tiger just hates kids." No, I think kids are pretty cool. The problem is when you put them in a level of authority that they just can't back up. But I'm getting ahead of myself in the story. First game of the day, we're playing on this speedball-esque kind of field. It's a wood speedball hybrid. If you've been to any local field, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sparse trees, loads of bunkers out there. 3, 2, 1, go. I get into position. You know, the game's progressing along rather nicely, and I eventually shoot this one guy. A nice clean break. I can see the ball break on him. And he goes back into cover, comes back out, keeps on shooting. And I'm thinking, you're supposed to go out with... Okay, that's fine. Ref, paint check that guy. And the ref is standing way off the field, way over in the corner, who has a line of sight to a bunker, maybe a secondary bunker. Can't really see the guy. Says, "Oh no, he's clean, keep on playing." I can see the ball is broken on him. He's not leaving the... Okay, fine, I'll keep on playing. Ref, I shot him a second time. Can you check him for me, please? Oh no, I know the guy. He's good. Don't keep on playing. He's a good guy. You know the... Fine, I'll just keep on playing this game. I'll keep on playing this game. Okay, game's over. I walk right over to the referee. Dude, I shot the guy like twice. You can see the paint. He's standing right there. The paint's right there on him. You can see the shot on him. And this kid referee looks at me and says, "Look, I'm a tournament player. I've been playing tournaments for 2 years. I know what an old hit looks like. Shut the f up. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to hear a word from you or I'm throwing your ass off the field." Okay. Game on. The moment he took that attitude with me, my first impression was, oh no, I'm no longer playing paintball against any opponents. I'm not playing against a referee. He has put himself up saying that he is the best referee in the world. He knows what an old hit looks like, he says. Game on. About a game or so later, we're playing on a really thick grassland kind of area where you cannot see across the field. But the referee's decided that his vantage point over here on the trail is perfectly fine, so that's where he wants to stay. As they're playing the game, you know, it's the usual paintball fair. You shoot a couple people, eventually you get shot. Like, okay, walk off the field, no problem. So as I'm walking off the field, okay, yeah, it's all good, we're fine. I get into the open area and the referee looks at me and says, "Dude, I'm surprised you called yourself out." It's very rare that somebody actually not only invites the fight, but rings the bell and says, "Go." So as I'm walking towards it, yeah, I'm shot. You're supposed to leave the field when you get shot. That's kind of the rules of the game. The referee says, "Dude, where'd you get shot?" "You tell me." And I give him the tourney spin. You know, the old style, old-fashioned NPPL tournament spin like this that you're supposed to show every part of your body to the referee. I gave him one complete rotation about that speed. And the kids look at me like, I can't tell where you got shot. Where'd you get hit? I walk over to him and say, "Right here. You can still see the wet mark. You can still see some of the paint." "I thought you said you were good. I thought you said you were a pro player. I thought you said you've been playing tourney ball for 2 years. Now, to be fair, I believe my rant actually lasted for about another 30 seconds longer than that, and it was a lot more hate-filled than that, because I'm talking 10 years after the fact now, but that was the general gist of it. It did have the intended effect, because he shut the hell up very quickly. And the very next set of games, we had a different referee, and I was thinking, oh great, maybe we'll have somebody who's actually competent for a change. Now here's where it gets interesting. Almost a decade after the fact, now I'm hearing a story that I bitch slapped this kid, that I made this kid cry, that I caused this kid to give up all of his gear and give up the sport of paintball. Good. My take is that how you referee is sort of a reflection of you, your personality, and to some extent, the field itself. So if you are an referee, you are an player, and you don't deserve to be playing the game of paintball. Just go the way. Not to mention, it reflects very poorly on the field itself when you've got a referee getting into a player's face and cussing at your customers. Not to mention, if you can't back it up, which this kid obviously could not do. If it is obvious to somebody like myself that you would rather be doing anything else but reffing, don't ref. And I can already hear some of you guys now saying, but it's part of our field sponsorship, we have to do that. Well, if you don't want to do it, you shouldn't be sponsored by that field. Go do something else. And yes, it is harsh, but by the same token, this is not a sport, this is entertainment. And if you're going to cuss at me, you're going to cuss at all the other players too. If you're going to try to intimidate me, you're going to try to intimidate all the other players too. I do not pay money for that. Your number one job as a referee on a paintball field is to keep the other players safe. Your secondary job is the rules, but your first job is to keep other players safe. And if I can't trust you to get off of your ass, to walk across the paintball field and go check another player for me, that's telling me that you're not going to go up off your ass, go walk over to the other side of the field and make sure that guy's still got his goggles on if I yell something about that. Take my word for what happened. Don't take my word for what happened. I really don't care anymore. It's 10 years old. How desperate. Seriously, how desperate.